Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to today's online facilitation on the course title NSC 512, Occupational Health Nursing. This is our week 4 on this course. And 2 weeks ago, we commenced Module 2. And the title of Module 2 is Occupational Problems. And so we've been looking at Module 2 since the last 2 weeks. And this week we are going to conclude it by discussing the part 3 of Module 2, which is Unit 5 and Unit 6. Unit 5 and Unit 6. Unit 5 is titled Environmental Health Hazard, while Unit 6 is titled Pollution Prevention in Industry. And so quickly, before we dive into the lesson for today, let me quickly remind us that from next week, I'm going to post a discussion forum in the page, in the student page. Students are expected to participate in this discussion forum. And also there will be quiz next week. Prepare to have a quiz next week. I'll also try before the end of our 8 weeks facilitation to also give you an assignment. All these are important and they form your assessment. So endeavor to participate in all of it and also read your course materials as well as the instructional videos that is posted every day. For this 1 week facilitation, I will also post the link because our interaction now is recorded every week. I'm going to post the link on the student page. I also want to encourage you to please encourage your friends, your colleagues to also endeavor to join the 1 hour class. Although it is not enough for it to prepare you for an exam, but I can assure you that if you participate in the 1 hour online facilitation, you listen to the instructional video, as well as you read your course materials, you do your assignment, to participate in the quiz, there is no how you can fail. And so, as a way of encouragement and motivating learners, please let's make out time to participate in all of these activities. And so, I can see Umar, thank you for joining the class today. All right. For those of us that are able to go through the instructional video that is posted on the YouTube, if you encounter any challenges in downloading it, please feel free to contact me and let me know. It's a short video on what we'll cover every week before we come to the live session where I need to interact with the learners, and where the learners needs to interact with me. I need to understand or know what you understand from the lesson, and we reason or interact together. That is what this 1 hour session is for. It's for interaction and not for lecturing. So please allow me not to lecture you and allow me not to repeat what I've presented in the instructional video. And the only way you can do that is by interacting in this session. So please, let's interact together. So I really crave your contribution. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually do send emails every day. I mean, every week. I actually do send emails to students every week, especially on the day we are having the facilitation. But I discovered a majority of the students' email are not active. Like out of like 700 plus students, more than 60% of the emails are in red. So if you have an active email, be sure that you will get a reminder every Thursday to attend the class. All right, without wasting further time, let's discuss what you understand by environmental health hazard. What comes to your mind? Let me share your thoughts on environmental health hazard. What do you understand by environmental hazard? And what are the types or the categories of environmental health hazard that we have? So, the floor is yours, learners. Talk to me. Let me share from your ideas. What, from your experience, some of us are working already. Let me share from your thoughts, your knowledge. You've watched the instructional videos, you have your course materials, you have your textbooks.
Good afternoon. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Janet.
Thank you, ma'am. To me, environmental hazard is a genetic terms of any substance or event which has potential threatening. Anything that can threaten the surrounding and natural environment is called environmental hazard.
Okay.
And for example, the pollution and natural disasters, example like storms and earthquake, we can call it environmental hazard.
Okay.
And we still have the types and classification of environmental hazard. We have physical. The example of the physical, they are the noise, the extreme temperature, the radiation, and what have you. We have chemical, that is cleaning, production, all these pesticide and herbicide that we use. For example, now, when I say cleaning production, most of the products used in cleaning our houses is part of environmental hazard. And we still have the biological, which comprises of mold, pests, and communicable diseases. A lot of people, all of us as we are working, some people work in mold environment. It's part of environmental hazard. And we still have the cultural, that is the poverty, the lifestyle, poor posture, choice of smoking cigarettes and drink alcohol. All these, they can endanger the environment, which is environmental hazard. And we have the classification of the environmental hazard. It was shown when I'm going through your slide map, all these in diagrammatic expression, the way the classification of environmental hazard was, that is the safety hazard, the biological hazard, the physical hazard, ergonomic hazard, and chemical hazard. So this one now leads us to the type that was in types and classification. We can call it types and classification too. They classify it physical, biological, chemical, and social cultural or psychosocial. So under the physical, as we said earlier under the type 2, the noise, it can affect, it can cause environmental hazard. Then the biological, we have the pathogens like bacteria, virus, protozoa. Then we have the chemical, all these pesticides like fungicides, herbicide, and inorganic fertilizer. Then the socio-cultural and psychosocial, which is poverty. Then under the physical, we still have dust and heat. This dust under the physical and heat. And under the biological, we have the sewage, the chemical, heavy metal, all these mercury is part of environmental hazard. Then the social cultural, we have the cultural belief and practice of people that can endanger themselves to environmental practice of environmental hazard. So we still have the code under the physical, and the biological, we have the disease vector like mosquito, tetanus fly, black fly, and what have you. Under the chemical, we have the acid, which can endanger us or cause environmental hazard. And under the social, cultural, psychosocial, we have education. We have plenty types and classification. There is vibration under the physical, and under the biological, we have venom snake. When the venom of the snake bites, rather, the venom snake. And under the chemical, we have the basis, as we said earlier, and sociocultural, we have the occupation that can lead, as the one we said, that everybody work in an area, more surroundings. This one can cause that. Under the physical, we still have pressure. And under the biological, we have beads. Under the chemical, we still have asbestos. People that works in asbestosis environment is part of environmental hazard. And sociocultural to lifestyles that can cause environmental hazard. Under the physical, we still have ionizing radiation. And under the biological, we have scorpions, like scorpion that can cause environmental hazard to us. So under these chemical, we have the gas, carbon monoxide, sulfur, and ammonia. And under the sociocultural, we have unhealthy habits like smoking, sexual promiscuity. So under the physical, we have the open refuse dump, which can, under the biological, it can be as a result of man. So as I said before, the gases, carbon monoxide under the chemical can cause environmental hazard too. And drug abuse under sociocultural can cause environmental abuse. It's part of the type of environmental abuse. And we have the motorcycle. All these, their flames can cause environmental hazard. And even under sociocultural, the stress, the marital problem can cause environmental hazard. Then you still talk about the environmental media for hazard. That we have some environmental media for hazard, like through the air we breathe in, through the air we breathe in, through the food we eat, and through the water we drink, through the soil which we cultivated, through inanimate objects in our environment. Everything I've mentioned so far is all the ways that we can even come in contact with environmental hazard. So you move on your slide to talk about the concepts of prevention of pollution. So the preventing pollution involves both source reduction or waste prevention and in process recycling. So this one now leads us to source of reduction, because you picked it one by one and it was well explanatory. The source of reduction is simply defined as activities that is designed to reduce the volume or toxicity of product throughout the life cycle, or the elimination of waste before it's created. Elimination of waste before it's created, that is just source of reduction. These activities designed by manufacturers and consumers, resulting in production and consumption of products. It encompasses goods operating practice. technological changes, input materials. Hello, ma.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Materials, substitutions and product changes. Then the sources reduction in industry. Industry can realize a high return from a minimum investment by implementing good operating practice. And we see how good operating practice are procedural, administrative, and institutional measures, which include improving inventory control, preventing accidental spill, segregating waste streams, and schedule production run that maximize production and minimize waste. Getting management to population prevention is a first step towards effective source reduction program. So you now move on to dedication to population prevention, and it's important to company operation can stimulate the workforce and help employee view population prevention as a priority by maintaining an order inventory system and proper storage condition, which can greatly reduce material waste from deterioration in efficient use and spill. So frequent inventory inspection will result in early detection of leak and spills. So this now leads us to recycling. Recycling, it involves reuse. As the word encode that recycling, it involves reuse and reclamation of spent input materials such as solvents, detergents, ink, and other chemicals. This one now leads us to reuse. Reuse is substance spent input material for new input material in the manufacturer process. Recycling can be integrated within the process through a closed loop system or can be conducted separately using centralized waste recycling system or commercial material. That is, you now conclude by an hazard is only capable of causing injury to a person if only certain environmental conditions exist. By communicating the benefit of pollution prevention to owner and operation of individual and commercial facilities, personal can be motivated facilities, personal to seek population, prevention technology, information and assistance. That's it, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Adebola Janet.
Thank you.
For that brilliant contribution. I must say that I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So,
Thank you.
for those of us that's our contribution, and that's what she understood from the instructional video. Like I always tell learners or students, when you are prepared for a class, the evidence will be there. When you are able to download the instructional video and you make out time to listen to it and read it, there's no way we will not have an interactive class. And this is the kind of interaction that I want us to have. And so now, based on what she has shared with us, you earlier mentioned that majority of us work in a mode environment. And we've seen that that is an hazard, not only to the environment, even to an individual, to the worker, to the employee. And so let's make it more practical now. You as a nurse that is employed in a company, if you observe any of these, what is your role as a nurse? As an occupational health, don't forget that this is an occupational health nursing course. So let's think in line of occupational health nurse. So you are in an hospital, or that is leaking and there is mold. What will you do? You are in an industry where workers are working is moldy and they keep coming to the hospital, they keep coming to the clinic with ill health, what will you do? What will you do? Don't forget, this course is not just to understand the theory of it alone. We need also to see the practicality of applying it. So it is important that as a nurse, we must endeavor to recommend to the authority where we cannot eliminate it, to eliminate every forms of hazard. And the ones that cannot be eliminated should be minimized as much as possible. It is best to remove the cause of a problem in an industry or in a company or in an institution than to keep treating clients week by week, day by day. So one important thing that I want us to understand is that when you see client or patients coming up with recurring problems, the best is to look at it. What is causing this problem for these clients? And we want to help them to think, bring their mind to think of what is causing it so that it can be eliminated. So it's important that we remove every environmental hazard. And we know that there are many that can be eliminated. So let's ensure that we understand the danger of environmental health hazard, and let's not contribute to environmental hazard. Earlier on in the conclusion, you made mention that both the consumer, both the employee and the employers have a role to play in this work. So, and pollution prevention in an industry is very, very essential. It's very, very, very essential. I think last week when we met last week, we were sharing that it's not enough to train a worker on how to use a personal protective gadget. It is also the responsibility of workers or employee to make it a point of duty to use his personal protective gadgets. So all these are ways by which you can, or we will prevent pollution. Where you are working, for those who are working in automobile companies, where there are a lot of noise, you have your hair protector. Put on your hair protector. Those who are working in the mining company or industry, please protect your hair. Those who are working in a film area, use your goggle, use your mask, so that at the end of the day, after your working year, you don't come down with health problems. That is the essence of this course. That is, after your years of working, your health do not suffer. And that is reason why under module 2, part A, we made mention of one control or one way of controlling and preventing occupational health problem is to do a medical examination or investigation at the beginning of employment, and also do a periodic medical examination. The beginning tells the health status of an individual, which will help the employer to rightly place these individuals. And the periodic one which shows that, okay, this person is not having challenges based on the work that he's doing. So all these are very, very important. And so I want to leave it for today. We've looked at it. For those of us who have contributed today through verbal contribution and through the chats, I want to say thank you very much for your contribution, and take note, by next week we are going to have a quiz, and I'm going to post a discussion forum on your page. Endeavor to interact and contribute. Gabriel, I can see your hand. Please, you're welcome to.
Okay. Good evening, ma. Please, I've not been receiving an email.
If you've not been receiving an email, it means that your email address is faulty.
It's not faulty, it's active, very, very active.
It's okay. Because I do send, and whichever one that has word, I delete. A lot of emails are saying it's not recognized. I do send email every morning on Thursday, even send an SMS. But I will look into it. You can send me, you have my email on the instructional video. Send me to remind me so that I would personally look for your name when I'm sending email next week, by God's grace.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. All right, if there is no question, I want to, okay. Omolekan Titilayo, let's share your thoughts. Titilayo, I can see your electronic hand. I've unmuted you. Please speak up.
Ma, can you hear me?
Very well.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very much for your effort on us, ma. Ma, my own issue is the same thing with the last speaker. I've not been receiving mail. In fact, I'm joining for the first time today, and I don't really understand what is going on. I don't know where you people are already, but thank God I was able to connect today for the first time. So I've not been receiving mail as well.
We are on week 4, and we've been sending emails. If you've not been receiving emails, either your email is faulty. Like I said to the other students, send me an email so that I would look at your email, because it's a lot. You're about 700 plus. So when I send the email, I send everything at once. So whichever one that is read, I just delete. It means that it won't send. You get. So send me an email, and I can send you an email as a reminder. And every week, for the ones we've covered in the last 3 weeks, the instructional videos are there. Endeavor to go through it. I've also attached in your e-library some resource materials that can help. For this 1 hour video, I'm going to post it on YouTube and send the link before the end of our the course facilitation, so that you can have access. Please, also your other students, and it's every Thursday, 6 to 5 to 6. The link are there on your student page. You can also set a reminder on your phone, 5 to 6 every Thursday. The link is a recurring one. It's the same link you use every Thursday for the next 8 hours that we are going to be interacting together. Any other thing?
No, ma. Thank you so much, ma.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma.
Adeshola, Comfort. Adeshola, I can see your hand. You can unmute yourself. Let's hear your concern.
Hello, ma. Is this my problem too? Is the same thing with what they are saying. So I've heard what you asked us to do. I'll go and do that now. I'm not receiving emails. This is my first time opening.
Okay. All right, please do that. Send me. All right, it's fine. Send me an email so that I can actually check why you've not been receiving, but I've been sending email. So it's fine. All right, thank you very much all for.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, you received email once. Okay, all right. All right, in the absence of any question, let's also encourage our other colleagues. As many of your colleagues that you know, please encourage them to also participate. Send them the link, share the link. Okay? Share the link so that we can all benefit. Thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate. And this is where we'll end it today. I'll see you next week, Thursday, same time, same day. God bless.
Thank you.